So I'm going to continue working to add more content to this wall section. I'm focused right now on level 2, where I'm going to be adding some finished materials and the rim board. So for our rim board, you may recall it is a product that is manufactured by a Weyerhaeuser company. And instead of using our dimension lumber here, because it's an unusual size, I'm just going to go ahead and draw this as a rectangle and generate the graphic myself. So I'm going to go to annotate, detail line. I'll make the outer line with my thin medium weight, and I'll go ahead and click on, let's see here, 1 1/4 is the dimension of this. Okay, and then I'll switch over to the thin lines to create the little X pattern across it. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to add a line here for the subfloor to terminate. So when I joined the wall and the floor, it kind of eliminated some of that line work. I'm going to add a material that represents the top of the finished floor. So I will plan on this being a wood floor. You could put another material if you'd like, but really it's just to show it graphically. Now, I do want that drywall to not go all the way down to the subfloor. So I'm going to need to generate a masking region. And I'll just start it here. Oops, I'm always doing lines. I want to make this a rectangle. I want it to come up 3/4 of an inch, and it's going to have invisible lines. It's just going to conceal that, that layer back there. Maybe we'll sort of shift this over a little bit. Okay, not ideal in terms of what it's covering and what it's not covering. At the scale that we'll be drawing, that those small lines will probably not be visible. Right now I'm going to go to the detail line, and I'll use my thin medium, and I'll draw a line on top of my subfloor, and then I'll move it up. Again, this is going to represent a wood floor. So I've made it 3/4 of an inch thick. And I will also add, I'll go to Load Autodesk Family, and I'm going to type in base. Let's see what we find. Okay, so there's, this is a pretty ornate looking base molding, and you could, of course, generate your own more simplified one or whatever you want that detail to look like. I'm going to click on Load. And under Annotate Component, I've got a 3.5 inch base molding that I will add right there. Okay, so that's the majority of content that we would need for that floor. We will add top plates the same way that we've added them here. I'm going to click on 1, 2, copy, and bring this down its location. Now I've got my top plates for the top of level 1. And I'm also going to add insulation in here. This is potentially a place where there could be a great deal of heat loss. So I'll make an insulation line. I'll probably have to shift it over a little bit here. I'll make it right on top of that line for now. I'll click on it to get that same 5.5 inch dimension, and I'm going to move it over 2 3/4, which is half of 5.5. Okay. Same thing here. I'm going to copy one for my bottom plate and my sole plate. And I will add insulation inside this wall as well. Change that to 5.5. And I'm going to copy, let's see if I can copy all three of these in one selection set. Control, my mask, my floor, copy, click at that intersection of the plate and the subfloor. I'll add the line that I added. Oops, let's make this a thin line since it's inside the wall. I'll make a copy of this plate here for my copy the insulation, which I will need insulation there, but I don't want the full wall. What I wanted to do, oops, looks like I erased more than I wanted to. Let's get rid of this batt insulation. I'm going to click on that, copy, and that down there. We're not going to have this kind of termination, but we'll come and deal with that later. And let's get some more insulation. I'll copy this one, copy here. Oops, you know what? Let's get all three of those components, or all four actually. The batt insulation, hold down Control, copy. I may have to make another line, copy from this point to here. And I'm going to draw a annotate detail line, rectangle, thin medium. And we'll create that rim joist or that rim board. Okay, now we're ready to come in and add some more annotations like we had up here. We'll do that in the next video.